Are you finding that you are missing that connection with your team, or you just can't get them to follow through? It most likely comes down to just one word: trust. Today I'm going to discuss what I consider to be the top and most direct ways to build trust with your team. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel for the best leadership and team building advice, and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every Thursday, where you find the tools to shape the leader you want to be. Welcome, my name is Renata with RenataPorter.com. Today I'm going to discuss real and actionable steps to build trust with your team. In my experience, it becomes incredibly difficult to get your team to deliver when you either haven't had enough time to build trust or you haven't respected the bonds of trust. Whether you're someone who has people in your charge or you indirectly lead teams like a project manager, trust is key to both your success as well as your team's. So let's get started. All right, just a quick note before we get started. Most of what I will say today will sound like common sense. However, it's very rarely commonly practiced. So if you want to be an excellent leader, then you have to not only learn the leadership skills, you have to put them into practice. So do the do or walk the talk. All right, number one, keep your commitments. In the simplest form, this means do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't, then you need to explain why. We all miss commitments, but to simply let them go by and not acknowledge them just tells the team your word doesn't mean very much. It's as equally as important to not make empty promises or empty threats. As a leader, your team needs to know and feel that you will always follow through and meet your obligations or promises. When you can consistently do this, then you build enough trust with your team where when you want to make a shift or go in a different direction, they will be there without hesitation to help you reach that goal. So keep your commitments. All right, number two, manage your issues. I see a lot of managers ignoring issues or problems, hoping they will just sort themselves out. If you want to be an effective leader and build trust with your team, then you need to effectively manage and handle the issues as they arise. No matter how big or small, they need to be addressed. This shows the team that you take having a healthy environment for everyone seriously. You deal with the problems before they have a chance to create any dissension in the team. So you need to manage your issues. Number three, protect your team. This can come in many forms, but in the simplest way, you don't allow blaming or finger pointing amongst the team, especially if the person isn't available to defend themselves. Or you may shield your team from senior management infighting or known office bullies. The message you send to your team is one that you have your team's back whether they have made a mistake or not, and that you won't allow outside disruption to affect their day-to-day work. So protect your team. Before we move on to number four, I would love to hear from you. I want to hear in ways that leaders have earned your trust, or maybe a way that you finally broke the barrier with one of your own team and earned their trust. Leave a comment below. Number four, be clear. Say what you mean. Don't sugarcoat it, soft step, or leave things out because you're afraid how the message will be received. This might mean you'll need to take a minute to think things through, but there's nothing worse than being given a task and not having a clue on what is expected. As a leader, when you need to set the team in a direction, if you want everyone, including yourself, to succeed, you must be clear in what you want them to achieve. So be clear. Number five, keep it real. For me, this is a big one when building trust. You have to be honest about who you are and what you can and can't accomplish. This is also called being transparent. If you don't know something or you made a mistake, being real or human shows grace and humility and goes for miles when trying to build trust. Your team most likely already has an idea of what you can and can't do. So don't complicate things by making them question your motives for not being honest. On a personal note, for me, my team knows me. They know what I am and they know what I'm not. I always aim for authenticity and never claim to be the smartest person in the room. I lead an IT department. Trust me, I'm not even the fourth smartest person in the room. So be real. All right, so now you know what I feel are the best ways to build trust with your team. Make sure you put some of these into practice. It does you no good to sit behind a screen nodding yes if you don't do anything about them. Also, don't forget today's worksheet. I'll provide the link to that in the description below. That'll help you outline the things that you need to work on. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a like, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends. I'd also love to read your comments. Did you think this video was helpful? Lastly, be sure to visit my website, renataporter.com, because there you'll find content I don't share anywhere else. All right, everyone, thank you, and I'll see you next week. Wow, I did good till the end.